everyone, this is Phoebe Wild with BoardGameGeek at Gen Con 2016. And I'm here with Ike Hammond from Cryptozoic Entertainment and Weta Workshop.
That's right.
And he's going to show us GKR Heavy Hitters.
That's right. GKR, Giant Killer Robots.
That's what you want.
Yeah. So, get into it. Well, basic world overview for this game. It's set in a dystopian future, governments have been dismantled, and now giant corporations rule the world. Corporations, they came together to salvage the old cities, pretty much. So it's recycling. It's very environmentally friendly, this game. Now what happened, they bring in these demolition bots, someone in marketing turns a camera on it and suddenly realizes this is a great sport. We're actually going to put guns on these things, turn this into a wild, crazy sport of the future. So that's what's happened. These two factions, Thunder Happy here in the blue and King Wolf, this is Thunder Happy Pharmaceuticals and King Wolf Transportation. So these corporations rule this future world, you know? Feels like we're heading that way most of the time anyway. So.
Tonight at 6 p.m. on Georgia Street for the Saboteur World Championship qualifier. Your $50 ticket supports Gen Con's charity partner,
Oh, he screwed up.
Budapest. Plus, Gen Con CEO, Adrian Swartout, will be matching all pledges. See you tonight.
And we're back.
To it.
We'll see you tonight. So, the way the game plays out of the box it's a two-player game, but we are rolling out straight away the ability to turn into a four-player game. It just basically means an expansion in the map, but the rule sets are actually very scalable. It means that we actually barely need to change anything. If you're already familiar with a two-player game, you're going to have no problem adapting to a three- or a four-player game, or even more. The game itself is, it starts off, you customize your mech. You choose a pilot. Then we have a selection of 8 pilots out of the box. They all have what you would expect in a modifier for a pilot. It could be a tactical advantage, more strategic, more firepower, longer range. They don't have any sort of terrain modifiers. It might be a sharpshooter, that kind of thing. And then you choose your mech. Then your mech also has a deck of around 60 cards, and you break that down to 25. So those 25 cards represent your mech. You take damage from your cards, and you play offensive and defensively from your cards as well. But when your cards are gone, your mech is dead. So the way to win the game is either all out destroying your enemy by destroying their mech, or there's also an area control win. The area control win is represented by these billboards here. As you move around the battlefield attacking your enemy, if you're near a building at the end of the round, you're able to then tag the building with your faction's billboard. So then the sponsorship thing comes into it. It's advertising everywhere. You think Blade Runner and Starship Troopers, Total Recall, it's everywhere. And so getting that advertising dollar pleases your sponsors, and they reward you with additional cards. And these are all modifiers and weapons as well. So the game plays out in that sort of way. So it's either full-on destruction or just mass consumerism overload on the saturation on this battlefield.
So you have your main mech and you have some little minion mechs as well.
That's right. These guys are the heavy hitters. So GKR Heavy Hitters, the heavy hitters are these guys. And you have your 3 support units. Very much sports metaphor, like this is your team, you know? Your heavy hitter always starts on the battlefield, and then you bring in your supports as you move through the game. They can get destroyed, but you can bring them back in. There's a lot of movement, there's a lot of play. The variety is ever changing, and the fact that you can always choose a different pilot, you can have additional factions in the future. You're busting that deck down from 60 down to 25. The replayability is, we've already had such positive responses from it. It's always different. Even at Gen Con here, we've had people come back, wanting to play again, even though they just played a game, and they're happy to sit through another round. It's going to play out in about 45 minutes to an hour, but being a very scalable game mechanic system, thanks to Cryptozoic, who are doing all the gameplay heavy lifting for us, we can scale that game down. So you could actually adjust it and play a shorter game, or you can play a longer game. You could play with 60 cards if you want, and you could be there for 3 days. That could happen, totally.
Is the game already released?
No, the game is going to be released via Kickstarter sometime later this year and deliver in the first half of next year. Yeah, we definitely want to go Kickstarter because we like the idea of having some exclusives and things we can offer to people who are willing to part with their money early, and we can offer them something in return, you know? I mean, the guys at Weta Workshop, this is what they do. They love creating stuff. They like making just fantastic, cool things. And so we're overloading with ideas we can throw into that Kickstarter, you know, for the customer appreciation.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure some people are wondering, these mechs are pretty awesome. I'm sure the camera can see them. How many of those are going to come in the game?
You're going to have 2 factions in the box.
Yep.
So you have your heavy hitter, 3 supports, so in a base box there's 8 mechs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do they come painted like this?
You know what, we're trying very, very hard to make sure the heavy hitters come pre-painted. So same sort of level as X-Wing, you know, so nothing over the top, and we definitely know there's fantastic painters out there who are just gonna blast over it anyway, but some guys might just put a wash on it and just bring out some of the depth to it, and we're totally into that as well. I mean, I think we're all super excited to see what people do with these mechs. And I would love to see some fantastical paint jobs. The little guys won't come pre-painted, and that's more of a cost thing, you know. We want to make sure it's totally affordable as well.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. That is GKR Heavy Hitters, Giant Killer Robot.
Thanks, BoardGameGeek.